My name is Iris Sutton. I'm 28 years old, and I will never forget the day my family tried to take everything from me. Without realizing that I had already secured my future, I had always been the responsible daughter, the one who put in the work, while my younger sister, Isa, now 25, lived her life like an Instagram celebrity while she flaunted designer bags and European vacations. I was at the office working long hours to help run the family business. Our father, Robert Sutton, had built a boutique hotel empire from the ground up, and I had been learning the business since I was 16. Iris, you have to understand this. Business requires sacrifices. My father would remind me whenever I had to cancel plans with friends to stay late, reviewing contracts. Meanwhile, Isa burned through our family's money without a second thought. Your sister is young. Let her enjoy life. She'll mature eventually. My mother, Margaret, would always say, defending her, but Isa never did. At 25, she still lived in our parents' house, with no real job beyond her social media posts, while I was managing 3 of our most successful hotels, working 12-hour days. Everything changed 6 months ago when I met Liam, our new financial advisor. He was sharp, honest, and quick to notice something troubling in our company's financial records. One day he stepped into my office and shut the door behind him. Iris, he said, his tone serious, I've been reviewing the accounts from the past 5 years. Did you know your sister has spent over $2 million of company funds? My world came to a halt. What he laid several documents on my desk: travel expenses, designer clothes, lavish parties. Everything was meticulously listed under marketing expenses. She claims she's the brand's social media image. Liam explained that night I confronted my father. His response left me cold. I know, Iris, I approve those expenses. $2 million in personal spending. Are you serious? My father removed his glasses and let out a slow sigh. Look, you have your way of contributing to the company, and she has hers. That conversation opened my eyes. For years I had worked tirelessly hoping to earn my father's approval, but the truth was I never would. Liam became my confidant. Over the next few months, we quietly documented every irregularity, every questionable decision, every unnecessary expenditure. He also helped me understand something I had overlooked: my rights. As it turned out, I was the majority shareholder in the company. Years ago, my father had structured ownership that way for tax purposes, never expecting that I would one day learn how to leverage that power. You need to protect yourself, Liam. Advise your family is treating the company like their personal piggy bank. But that wasn't the worst of it. He warned me that my father was preparing to transfer significant assets, including my own home. They're drafting documents to transfer the house to Isa. I froze. My house, the one I bought with my own money. Technically, you bought it with your company's salary. They argue that it was a corporate gift and can be reassigned. That night I couldn't sleep. The home I had worked so hard for, the one place I had built to escape my toxic family, could be taken away with a simple signature. But Liam and I had a plan. The moment of truth came on my 28th birthday. My family threw a lavish party at our parents' estate. Everyone was there: my parents, Isa, aunts, uncles, cousins, even business partners. During the toast, Isa stood up holding a crystal champagne flute, one that probably cost $500. I have a special announcement, she said, her bright smile beaming at the crowd. My father has given me the most incredible gift. Iris's house. The room went silent for a brief moment before the applause began. My mother was grinning with pride. My father avoided my gaze. Isn't it wonderful? Isa continued. Since Iris is always at the office, she doesn't really need such a big house. I'll put it to better use. I stood up. Slowly, my heart was pounding, but my mind was clear. You're right, Isa, I am too busy. At the office, I reached into my handbag and pulled out a folder, and since we're making announcements, I have one of my own. The room fell silent as I opened the folder. All eyes were on me. Isa was still smiling, completely unaware of what was coming to her. This was just another corporate formality, something routine, insignificant. As CEO and majority shareholder of our boutique hotel company, I have a few important updates. My voice was firm, professional first. Effective immediately, all personal. Expenses will require board approval, not just the president's signature. ISA smile wavered. My father straightened in his chair. Second, I have initiated a full audit of the company's financial records. For the past 5 years, I continued locking eyes with my sister. That includes all marketing expenditures related to social media. Iris, my father interrupted, his voice tense. This isn't the time or place, isn't it? I shot back. Didn't you just use my birthday party to announce that you were giving my house to Isla? I turned to the guests, our extended family, business partners, and board members. A house I bought with my own salary after years of hard work. From the other side of the room, Liam stood up and handed out folders to the board members who were present. Inside these folders you will find evidence of corporate fund misappropriation totaling more than $2 million. I announced. Murmurs rippled through the crowd as I continued. Personal expenses disguised as marketing costs, luxury vacations falsely reported as business trips, designer shopping spree categorized as market research. ISA turned pale. This is ridiculous, she sputtered. Dad approved all of those expenses. I am the brand's image. The brand's image, I echoed, pressing a button on the room's presentation screen. A slideshow of Isa's Instagram posts appeared. So let's take a look. Parties in AA, marketing for family-friendly hotels, designer handbags, market research. My mother shot to her feet, her face red. Hit like on this video. With anger. Iris, how dare you humiliate your sister like this? I met her gaze unflinching. Humiliate her the way you tried to humiliate me by taking my house on my own birthday. My father stepped in, trying to regain control. This is a family matter, he said, his voice edged with authority. I ask all non-family members to leave. I'm afraid that's not possible. Liam interrupted, now fully in his role as our financial advisor. Since this involves potential corporate fraud, the board members have both the right and the obligation to be present. The next few minutes were pure chaos. ISA was crying, insisting it was all a misunderstanding. My mother was shouting about family loyalty. My father was desperately trying to calm the board members who were flipping through documents with increasing concern. When the noise finally died down, I cleared my throat. There's more. I reached into my folder and pulled out another set of documents. As CEO and majority shareholder, I have made some executive decisions. First, the transfer of my house to ISA has been blocked. In fact, I have filed a legal injunction preventing any corporate property transfers without full board approval. My father's face darkened. You can't do this, he snapped. Actually, I can, I said calmly. I am the majority shareholder. Remember, you structured it that way years ago for tax benefits. His jaw tightened. That was just a technicality, he muttered. I was supposed to retain actual control. A tense silence filled the room. Several board members shook their heads, scribbling notes. Thank you for clarifying that, Dad, I said smoothly. Anyone else care to admit to corporate manipulation? Isla lunged toward me, her face twisted with rage. Liam stepped between us. Careful, he warned, attacking a corporate executive during an official meeting carries serious legal consequences. ISA froze her fists clenched. You're just jealous, she spat. You've always been jealous of me. I let out a short, humorless laugh. Jealous of what? That you've never worked a single day in your life, that you've wasted millions on parties while I built this company from the ground up. Enough. My father slammed his hand against the table. Iris, if you continue down this path, you will destroy this family. I met his gaze unwavering. No, Dad, you destroyed this family when you decided that hard work meant nothing, that responsibility was a joke, and that my dedication was worth less than ISA selfies. My father stepped closer, lowering his voice. We can fix this privately. There's no need for the entire board to. I raised my voice deliberately. Oh, now you want privacy? After humiliating me in front of everyone? No, Dad, this gets settled here. And now I stood before the board of directors, my posture straight, my expression unwavering. The weight of years of hard work, sacrifice, and betrayal pressed down on me, but I refused to let it show. This was my moment, the moment to reclaim what was mine, to set things right. I took a steady breath and spoke with the authority I had rightfully earned as CEO I am, proposing using the following immediate measures. First, all personal expense accounts will be frozen until further notice. Second, an external audit will be conducted on all financial transactions to ensure full transparency. And third, the executive leadership team will undergo a complete restructuring to align with the company's best interests moving forward. The room fell into a stunned silence, the tension palpable. My mother shot up from her chair, her face flushed with indignation. You can't do this, you can't just push us out like this, she shouted, her voice laced with panic. I met her glare with calm resolve. I'm not pushing anyone out, I replied, my voice steady but firm. I am professionalizing the company. The company I helped build, the company I sacrificed for, while the rest of you treated it like a bottomless bank account. I turned to the board members, each of them watching intently, some nodding in agreement. Who seconds the motion? I asked. For a moment there was hesitation, then one by one hands began to rise around the table, first one, then another, then several more, until the decision was clear. Across from me, my father slumped slightly in his chair, his once commanding presence diminished. He looked exhausted, like the weight of the years and the weight of his own choices had been finally caught up to him. Isa, who had been unusually quiet, suddenly switched tactics. She leaned forward, her expression softening, her voice taking on a pleading tone. Iris, please, she murmured, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. We're sisters, we're family. How can you do this to us? For the first time that night my voice wavered. I swallowed hard, forcing myself to keep my composure, but the words struck something deep within me. Family, I echoed, almost in disbelief. My hands clenched at my sides, and when I spoke again, my voice carried the weight of years of silent resentment. Where was family when I was working weekends while you were out drinking and dancing? Where was family when I canceled my vacations 3 years in a row to save the Barcelona hotel from going under? Where was family when you all decided that my house, the house I paid for with my own money, the home I built for myself, was just another asset to be gifted away? The silence was deafening. Liam stepped forward, then placing another thick stack of documents on the table. His expression was unreadable, but his posture exuded quiet authority. There's something else we need to discuss, he said, the personal accounts. At those words, my father's face went pale. He gripped the edge of the table as if he needed the support to stay upright. In a voice barely above a whisper, he muttered, please stop. But I wasn't going to stop, not now, not after everything. I squared my shoulders. Why? I asked, my voice sharp. Because now everyone knows the truth, because the board finally sees what's been happening behind closed doors, because your plan to use this company as your personal piggy bank is finally over. Tears streamed down my mother's face. She shook her head, her voice trembling. Everything we did for the good of the family. I let out a quiet, humorless laugh. No, I said, shaking my head, you did it for yourselves, because it was easier to give Isa everything she wanted than to teach her how to stand on her own 2 feet, because it was easier to misuse company money than to earn things the right way, because it was easier to pretend the problem didn't exist than to actually fix it. The following days were brutal. The audit uncovered even more financial mismanagement than we had initially suspected. Isa hadn't spent $2 million. She had blown through nearly 3 lavish vacations disguised as business trips, designer shopping spree labeled as market research, extravagant parties passed off as brand engagement, and my parents, they had hidden personal accounts quietly funded by the company. 4 years siphoning money away while I worked tirelessly to build our empire. Subscribe for more revenge stories. The board wasted no time in taking action. They voted unanimously in favor of my reforms. Strict financial controls were put in place, ensuring no one, family or not, could abuse company funds again. A new professional leadership team was brought in to oversee operations in Isla. She lost her position as the face of the brand. Days later, she stormed into my office, her face red with fury, her hands clenched into fists. What the hell am I supposed to do now? She shouted. You ruined my life. I didn't even blink. There's an entry-level position open in the marketing department, I replied, smoothly starting salary just like everyone else. You could learn the business from the ground up like I did. Her face twisted in rage or awful eye. Hate you. I met her gaze, unshaken. No, ISA. I said quietly, I'm the only one who actually cares about your future. My parents eventually came to accept the new reality, though it took time. My father, after months of resistance, finally admitted something I never thought I'd hear. I built this company from nothing, he told me one evening, but you turned it into something better. I make a point to glance at the portrait of Mr. Dawson hanging in the lobby. It's a reminder not only of the man who made all of this possible, but also of the lessons he taught me. I can still hear his words clearly even after all this time. Success isn't about taking shortcuts, it's about building paths others can follow. Last week, while reviewing new project proposals, I came across a submission from a young engineer. His idea was brilliant, truly innovative, and I felt an immediate spark of curiosity. I asked him why he chose our company, given the many opportunities elsewhere. His response made me smile, satisfaction washing over me, because here talent and ethics matter more than connections. In that moment I realized that this was the legacy we had built together. This was the culture Mr. Dawson had envisioned, and I'd work tirelessly to shape the true success of our company. Wasn't just in the groundbreaking projects we created, it was in the culture we had built, a culture that valued integrity above all else, a culture where honesty, hard work, and transparency were the true currencies of success. It was everything I had hoped for and more. And when I thought back to those early days, the moments of doubt and fear, I knew we had built something that would stand the test of time. Mr. Dawson had been right all along. It wasn't just about creating incredible technology, it was about creating a foundation that would allow others to succeed too. As I sat back and reflected on everything we'd accomplished, I couldn't help but feel proud of the path we had chosen, because at the end of the day, the true legacy we leave behind isn't just in the projects we complete, it's in the lives we touch, the culture we create, and the opportunities we give to others to build something great. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the story, like the video and subscribe to our channel. This is Revenge Scales, where justice always finds its way. See you next time. Something that will last. My mother took longer to come around, but when she saw ISA finally really working for the first time in her life, something shifted. To everyone's surprise, ISA accepted the entry-level job. At first, she was bitter, resentful, but little by little she started putting in the effort, and to her own shock she realized that she was actually good at marketing when she truly applied herself. One night my mother sighed watching ISA work late at her desk. Maybe we were too soft on her, she admitted. Now 2 years later, Sutton Hotels is thriving. ISA has finally found purpose beyond just looking good for the cameras. My parents have learned to respect the boundaries of business and family, and me, I still live in my house, the one I worked hard for and fought to keep. It's not just a place to live, it represents my independence and the sacrifices I made along the way, but more importantly, I now run this company with the professionalism it always needed. There are no more blurred lines between family and business. I lead the company with the same dedication and focus I've always had, even when my efforts went unnoticed. Loving your family doesn't always mean giving in or letting them take advantage of you. Sometimes it means setting boundaries. It means making decisions that are difficult but necessary for your own growth. I had to step up and make the tough choices, even if they disappointed people I cared about. It wasn't easy, but it was the right thing to do. Liam, now my husband, has been a constant support through all of this. He wasn't just my financial advisor, he became someone I could rely on completely. From the moment we started working together, he understood the situation better than anyone. The trust and respect we've built between us made all the difference. One piece of advice Liam gave me, something that stayed with me throughout everything, was sometimes you have to shake the family tree so the rotten apples fall and the strong ones finally have room to grow. At first it didn't fully click, but now as I see how things have turned out, I realize how much that advice shaped my decisions, letting go of the things that weren't serving me, whether it was family dynamics or toxic behaviors, opened the door for something better. The business is in a better place, and so am I. I don't regret any of it. What matters now is that I'm in control and I've built something I'm truly proud of. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the story, like the video and subscribe to our channel. This is the Twist Vault, where justice always finds its way. See you next time.